Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below. Good evening everybody, and welcome along to the 18th round of AOR Hype Energy's Xbox One F2 Leagues for Season 16. Today we go to the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas for the United States Grand Prix, and it's been held in this circuit since 2012 after it was awarded a race on a 10-year contract in 2010. Beginning in 2012 onwards. This circuit has produced some great races in the past, with Lewis Hamilton winning the most on this circuit, and who could forget last year where Kimi Räikkönen out of nowhere came and won the race. And to be honest, it was really a fan favourite that Kimi Räikkönen won. Even I was screaming that he won as well, because obviously he didn't win in so long. It was also the circuit where Lewis Hamilton won the title back in 2015, and there was also the point where there was lots of intermediate conditions and stuff like that, and the wet race, it got cancelled in qualifying and practice, and it got to get postponed and stuff like that. So a lot of things happened. It was also a circuit for championship deciders. There won't be a championship decider today, but this race will be pivotal for the championship in terms of, are they going to be out of it or not? I am Jess, and I will be your commentator throughout this evening's race. Unfortunately, Alex could not make it tonight due to the fact that he's at work. He got called into that work last minute, but don't you worry, we still got some great action. We still got 16 amazing drivers ready to show you the metal. And before we get kicking off with the qualifying, we are about to take it on a hot lap, driven by Formula Danny and commentated by our very own American commentator himself, Austin Knight. I really hope you enjoy it.
Howdy, howdy everyone, my name is Austin Knight, and we are on board with Formula Danny here at the wonderful Circuit of the Americas. First corner is up this massive hill. I sometimes call him Phil. Hard on the brakes and into the apex, and then immediately onto the throttle and down through turn 2. Under the bridge and into the American S's of 3, 4, and 5. Turn 6 is a long right-hander. Keep those reds up because it sets you up for the sharp left-hander of turn 7. Up the hill and to the right of turn 8, and then across the blind turn 9. Blink and you'll miss it. Here's turn 10. Down this little short chute we go, up into turn 11, hard on the brakes, slamming it into the apex, and then immediately onto the throttle and down this over half a mile back straight, taking these wonderful Texas views, sinking in, best place on earth. But wait, harder on the brakes, it's turn 12. Flip that apex and enter the arena. It's turn 13, bunch of slow corners in here. Make your moves right. Turn 14. Clip the apex of turn 15. Wide entry. Hard on the brakes. Turn 16. Down and around the tower we must go of the multi-apex corner of turn 17 and 18. Say hello to the fans over on Haas Hill. Slamming into turn 19. Down this little short chute we go into the last corner. Keep it right. Keep it tight. It's turn 20. And across the line. And that is a lap around Circuit of the Americas.
So here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. We have 12 minutes and 27 seconds remaining of qualifying, and it should prove to be very, very close and interesting indeed. We've got 16 drivers, and we've got 3 tyres on offer today. More information about the pit strategy I will go through a little bit later on once we get to the formation lap. But first of all, let's look at the tyres we've got on offer. We've got the Ultra Softs, we've got the Softs, and we've got the Super Softs. Super Softs being the middleist compound, the softs being the hardest, and the ultra softs being the softest compound of tyres. And probably a lot of these people today will be qualifying on the set of the super soft tyres if they want to get in a good strategy. But they recently have put in the new tyre temp patch, which will help improve on the tyre temps and will be able to drive very safely more on them, which I think is a bit of a relief in itself. But for some cases it is a bit disappointing due to the fact that they need to be a bit more careful with the tyre temps as they were. But now the new patches came in, obviously they could push a little bit harder, but in a way it could prove to be some interesting racing due to that. So there is information on both sides, and we did see in Oceania this morning that it did make the ultra soft tyres last a little bit longer. It lasted to around about lap 10, these ultra soft tyres, but it does depend on where you look at them. So I wonder how this is going to help in terms of strategy, in terms of the Xbox One F2 guys. So I'm following a guy that you probably might not recognise. I definitely recognise because I commentated on him on various leagues on AOR, one of which was the Project Cars 2 GT3 leagues a few seasons ago. I think it was in season 10, I think it was. And he decided to make a return to AOR back in F2, and to be honest, at the moment, he is not looking too bad. He's still yet to set a lap time, but he is looking, his pace in practice is looking very good. For those of you that don't know him, this is Burnout. He is taking place Ollie's Red Bull, and fingers crossed that he does well and gets a good result tonight. He's on the soft tyres, and obviously we have the new guy who also joined last week. For those of you that don't know who has joined, it's Dutch Shaker, who is also new. He's currently set to the fastest lap time at the moment with a 1:31.0, so that is not a bad lap time from him as well. But we could expect to see people go into the 1:30s pretty soon towards the end of qualifying session. Maybe we could see someone go into the late 1:29s, but we will have to find out as well. We have got some developments as well. Dralix unfortunately cannot make it this race. I don't think he can make the final few races as well, so that's pretty much him out of the championship fight and possibly out of third place. We'll just have to find out. And Infamous Clays, I do believe, is back with VSR and Famous obviously, and he is looking to challenge Dralix for third place. We'll just have to find out, and he's still in the running for the championship as well. So taking a look at what's going on in terms of the championship, due to the fact that Rosberg had a very horrible disconnect at the start of the race. Unfortunately, he could not start last race, which is quite bad actually, to be honest, but hopefully he can recover this week. Melanie leads the championship by 18 points between him and Rosberg, with Dralix in P3 with a 23-point gap between Rosberg and Dralix, so pretty close there. Infamous Clays in 4th, Frangwish in 5th, and we got Beaver in 6th and Jork in 7th. These 7 people, the names I just mentioned, they are mathematically still winning a chance to take the world title. For Jork, Beaver and Frangwish, they're hoping the guys in front of them will have a horrible few races in order for some of these guys to have winning a chance. So realistically, I think the people that are within a chance are Melanie, Rosberg and Infamous Clays. It would have been Dralix still winning a chance, but obviously he can't make the final few races of the season, so he's pretty much out of it. So it's really between those two, and it's gonna get really hyped up as Clone Troop is going on into the pits right now at this moment in time, as a few of the other guys as well. Verstappen, Bailey is on a outlap at the moment as well. Verstappen has also had bad luck last time about. He DNF'd last week in Japan, and he's in 9th place in the championship. And also it was very nice to see that Palsway took his debut win in AOR F2 this season 16 in Japan, and that's pushed him all the way up into P10, which is very great to see. He was actually quite shocked that he won, to be honest, but he was very delighted as well. So hopefully he can use that momentum to take him into the last few rounds, as he's one of the guys that's just going into the pits right now. It's quite a few people are going into the pits also. So who do you think in chat is going to get pole position? Do let us know in the chat as well. Also, you can get involved in the chat by using the hashtag AOR Hype on Twitter or Instagram. I will be checking both of them throughout the stream. just so you know, I will be checking chat mostly, so you can check there as well. And also, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat as well. And for those of you that have been watching F1 testing, I will be watching F1 testing for the last few days, and it was nice to see. Well, it was nice to see Mercedes was back on form again, and they were close to Vettel by 0.003 of a second, as if famous Clays took an interesting line there. Very interesting there. So there we go. So I'm just getting my screen back. There we go. We're back to normal now. John is in P7 in the other Renault as well, as he's on, I do believe he's on his in-lap, I believe, so that's what he's doing right now. So I wonder what the strategy is going to be. I'm just going to get the best tyres at the moment. It looks like it's going to be a dry race, because if it was going to be a wet race, a lot of people would qualify on the Ultras to get the best possible lap. If you were watching PS4 Tier 1, that was what them guys did at the start of it. They actually qualified on the Ultras. But usually your tyres are a bit of a giveaway. But you never know, it may rain towards the end. But I will be asking the guys for a little bit of a weather report anyway. So do not worry. John is another person going into the pits. Hayden, his teammate, is still out. He's probably going to go into the pits as well. No, he's not. He is going to set his outlap as well. So to be honest, COTA, Circuit of Americas, is well known for its track limits. Most of the COTA races are commentated for the past, like last year and, well, last season and this season so far. Pretty much nearly every single person on the grid had got time penalties. So they've got to be careful around here and make sure they don't get it off the track as much. But I think the patch is going to help them a little bit, and they're going to possibly gain less penalties. We'll just have to find out as the race progresses, as we've got 4 minutes and 56 seconds remaining. More than 12 officers, I do believe Frangwish is slowing down. I believe, yep, he's on his outlap anyway, so he's warming up his tyres a little bit. Rosberg, Burnout, Pelsbury and Sam still in the pits right now. They're going to have a chance to set their final lap soon. Clone Troop is on a lap as well. It is crazy to think that we don't actually have that long until the season ends. It has gone very, very quickly already, and it's produced some very good races. Probably one of the most closest races I've ever seen and ever commentated on. And to be honest, Xbox One F2 is still by far in league race the best league I've ever commentated on. Period. Mainly because the fact that qualifying has always been so close, as well as the races. There's been so many good battles as well. Baku came into my mind a little bit as well, where there was a really good last lap battle. I know I'm talking about this late on into the season, but it really was interesting to see as well. So I wonder, due to the fact of the tyre temps, I wonder if more people are going to go on the Ultra Softs more than the Softs. I think so. I think a lot of more people are going to take a little bit of a gamble towards the race and stuff, which probably will be quite nice for these guys, just to see how it's going to work as well as the rest of the race goes on. So again, we'll have to find out. Bobbitt's is on, I think, his outlap at the moment. His fast lap at the moment is a 1:32.6. Let me just get a second, the gap to the leader. The gap so far is around about 2.3 seconds, so not as close as we might have expected, but we still got 3 minutes to go, and I can see quite a few people are getting their lap times invalidated already, and it is quite hard to get your track lap pretty much nailed and spot on. So that is probably why they're still on a lap right now. So we are about to finish. Oh, we got a yellow flag in sector 2 and sector 3. I wonder who that could be. I don't know. Probably the game's just telling me somewhere there's a yellow flag, but there isn't. But hey ho, no, Bobbitt is not on a lap because he's not managing his DRS. I think John's on a lap at the moment as well. He just said 1:32, I believe, on that lap. Clone Troop has gone into the pits. The fastest two were set on the ultra soft tyres. Frangwish has gone in third, 1.1 seconds behind Dutch Shaker. I think that's how you pronounce Dutch Shaker's name, but you never know. Frangwish very good on those super softs actually. I wonder if he's going to be the fastest guy on the super softs, or will the likes of Rosberg And Pelsbury get on there as well. Melanie, our championship leader, in P5 at the moment. He is ahead of his championship. Well, Infamous is ahead of Melanie. But crucially, Infamous is ahead of Rosberg as well. Rosberg really needs to get a good result if he really wants to stay in the championship fight. Because we still got Mexico, we still got Brazil, and we still got Abu Dhabi as well. And I do remember in F2 last season, unfortunately I didn't commentate on it because I had to fill in for F1 last season. That was when the championship was decided. The championship was decided at this very circuit in the United States. It was decided quite early on, and it was KJ Gamer that won the F2 championship last season. I felt very bad not commentating on the championship decider, but it's not going to be decided this race, I don't think, because we haven't been given any championship permutations for that. But it's more than likely going to be decided, I think, most likely in Brazil, I think, or Abu Dhabi. We'll just have to find out. And I like championships that are close like that, as Menoney doesn't look like he's going fast at the moment. Looks like he's going to go fast for another lap pretty soon as well. But yes, he's around about 4 seconds down, so he was probably on his out lap. We've got 46 seconds to go of qualifying remaining then. And we're just waiting for the last people to go out on track. Rosberg, I wonder if he's going to set a validated lap time. No, he doesn't, not at the moment. He's got one more chance to get a good lap in, because otherwise he's going to start at the back of the grid. John has decided he's calling it a day with qualifying. He's no longer going to take part, as it were. And Dutch Shaker, interestingly, taking a bit of a gamble. I wonder if he's become a little bit too complacent, maybe. Infamous on a lap. Infamous second. He still has a chance to get on one final lap. Anyone else on the brink of starting a final lap? No, I think Infamous was the last person to cross the line. And checker flag has now fallen then, as Infamous has been held up by traffic, and he's slowing down anyway, so I don't think he is going to improve. Rosberg is not going to improve either, so he's going to start near the back. Burnout, how is he doing? He's not looking that bad at the moment as far as he is concerned. I'm just going to wonder how he approaches the last couple of corners. I haven't seen if it was invalidated or not. He's one of our new drivers here. Is he going to set a good lap time to get outside the top 10? No, it's no time. His lap time got invalidated. I'm just going to see if we get any improvements. Frank, which is on a hot one, he was 6/10 faster in that middle sector, so we might have just cut the corner a little bit there, so that might have costed him. I wonder. Clone Trooper's retired. Let's see if he can improve. Only 5th place. Roberts, he's slowing down as well. How about Verstappen? He's on a hot one as well on the set of the softs. He's not going to improve anyway because he's on the softs, but he's probably going to be one of the fastest guys on the softs. He improved by 1 second there. He's up to 12. So, no, that was a super soft actually, his best tyre. But he's going to have free choice of tyre anyway, so I wonder if he's going to go for the alternate strategy. Yep, Infamous getting... Oh, Rosberg has left the session again. That is, I think it's the second race in a row where he got disconnected. That is going to be very costly for the championship if it stays like this. And I really hope he gets to join back, because otherwise it could be between for Infamous and Melanie for the championship. That is very interesting. So... Oh, no, Rosberg has joined. That's fine. Rosberg has joined. So it's not going to be a repeat of last week. Luckily, he has joined just in time for the race to begin. We are waiting for a few people from the pits to retire from the session. But your pole man is one of our new guys from last week, Dutch Shaker. A very good lap on those ultras. But I wonder if he's going to get his time management perfectly right. We will have to find out, because they do last less time. But if they get the ultras to around about lap 10, the ultras only last about 2 laps shorter than a super soft. So I wonder how that's going to work out. We've got the 2 McLarens on the gearbox of each other, but obviously that is the AI there, so pretty decent there. Hopefully my mic is alright, guys. But yeah, not the closest of qualifyings I've seen, but that they were trying to get used to the new patch, as it were, so that's probably why. So here we go then. Dutch Shaker is your pole man. with Infamous Clays in second, Clone Troop in P3, Melanie in P4, Frangwish in P5, Jork in P6, Sam in P7, Bobbert in P8, Beefer in P9, and Pelsbury rounds up your top 10. They will have to start on the tyres that they qualified their fastest lap on. The ones that get free choice of tyre are LGS, Hayden, Verstappen, John, Rosberg and Burnout. Rosberg and Burnout have not set a lap time. So, I wonder who is going to prove to be very interesting. So, we are about to get underway pretty shortly. And I really do hope Rosberg has got in, because it did say he joined the session, but I want to be he's joining just to get about a good time. But whilst we wait for that, we are going to have a little bit of a word from our sponsors whilst everybody readies up. So here is a few words, a few clips from Hype Energy. So the drivers are about to get ready and make sure they tweak their setup a little bit like that. And they've just got confirmation that Rosberg can rejoin the session, which is good news, which means all the 16 drivers that we've got from qualifying are now going to start the race, which is absolutely fantastic. So I am going to get the relevant things I need. There we go. So we have got, just before I get the little pit strategy overlay up, let me just go through the tyres. We've got Dutch Shaker and Clone Troop on the Ultras. We have Infamous Melanie, Frangwish, Jork, Sam, Bobbert, Beefer and Pelsbury on the Supers, as well as Verstappen, John, Rosberg and Burnout. LGS and Hayden are the only ones that are starting on the soft tyres. So that is going to prove an interesting predicament. So let's just see what the drivers could be expecting when they pit. Please bear in mind that the Ultras won't show up on there, but the Ultras will probably be a few laps earlier than the Super Soft strategy. So, here is the predicted pit stop strategy that most of these guys will be going on. If they start on the Super Soft, they will probably go to around about laps 8 to 11, and then pit on the Super Soft, and then go onto the soft tyres. But if they start on the soft, they will then go on those softs to around about laps 16 to 18, and then go on to a set of Super Softs to the end. If they go on the Ultras, probably around about laps 6 to 10 is where you could expect people to pit. It does depend on how much they can manage their tyres for today. So we'll just have to find out. So as you can tell as well, it is a dry race. So it's probably going to be a relief for the drivers. We've got a few people in chat, so I thought I'll just take the opportunity to just give a shout out to people in the chat. We have Billy O'Connor. Nice to see you. And we have Thomas as well. Thomas MB in the chat. So nice to see you as well. As we've already got a disqualification from the formation lap, and that is from Hayden. So I thought we weren't going to get disqualifications from the formation lap, but we have. So yeah, that is unfortunate there. So again, if you do want a shout out, if you want to know, oh, a lot of people are getting disqualified. And I think this is one of the first games in F1 2018 where the formation lap proves to be ever so efficient. It is very important, because if you get disqualified, your tyres are going to get very, very cold. So we'll have to find out as well. We got CRL Hamilton in the chat. We have, I'm trying to look at someone's name, but I can't really pronounce it. I do apologise, but he says good luck to the SSR driver. So nice to see you all on a lovely Sunday evening, listening to some, well, watching some AOR action. So we are about to get underway pretty soon. I hope you're all hyped. I hope you got your energy drink, in particular your AOR, well, your Hype Energy drink. So we're about to get underway here at the Circuit of the Americas. We've got 5 lights, and it is lights out, and away we go. Pretty even start for both Dutch Shaker and Infamous, but Infamous looks like he's got a clean getaway into turn number 1. But we've already seen some contact already, a little bit of debris already, and we've seen Roberts losing a bit of position as well. We got Toro Rosso of Frangwish dropping in, as well. So already some chaos going into turn 1 and turn 2. It just goes to show the race is not won in turn 1, and that is really what these guys have got to appreciate. That means Rosberg has gained quite a few positions. He's up into P8, Verstappen as well. People that were lower down the field has probably gained a lot of position. Burnout is now up into P12 as well, but Infamous got the better jump from Dutch at the start and has taken the lead in turn number 1 as John is trying to make the move on Sam there quite intensely in turn 2, and there's already been some intense battles, and Burnout's also gaining another position on LGS. LGS trying to cover for it as well, so pretty much intense for these two. Oh, there was a bit of a lock-up from Sam going into that chicane there. That's not going to help him in the slightest in the number 95 car. And that's probably going to give Beefat and Burnout a little bit more of a speed as well. Bobbers is doing his best to try and gain position as well. He's on the super soft tyres, so I wonder if he was struggling. But it turns out I think he just got involved in a lot of battles at the start of this race. So far, at the end of lap 1, Infamous leads the way, and as you can see, he's doing very well. And Beefer already trying to gain on Sam is going into the pits there, but we've got a battle for the last remaining point position already. Burnout, he's absolutely flying already at the start of this Grand Prix. He's going to make the move into turn 1. Is he going to make it stick? Yes, he does. What a move from the new driver of Burnout. He is up into 10th position. He must be pretty happy about that, surely. And his next challenge is John, which is around about 1.6 seconds up the road. But we've got John as well battling for Verstappen. We've got Rosberg and we've got Jork as well. I wonder, oh, there was a bit of contact from John and Bailey from Verstappen there. That was a bit chaos, and oh, there's a bit of lag from John. I believe that's allowed Burnout to gain, and yet 2 other positions as Verstappen is disconnected. I think he must be having router problems, not entirely sure, but that means Burnout is up into 8th place. He's probably gained the most positions already in this race. Absolutely remarkable. And I think Beef is just about to gain another one as well. He's up into 11th as well. And Robert's up into 10th. He's the one that's gained quite nicely. John playing a little bit of a mistake there. Clone Troop in 3rd. Melanie in 4th. Pelsby, last week's winner, in 5th as well. So there are loads of battles going all over the shop here in the Circuit of Americas. And that is really what we want to see, as Verstappen is already dropping down the field. And that is a bit of a shame as well. And Tom wants a shout out to Morris in the chat. So hi Morris, if you're listening. But anyway, oh yeah, John has gone into the pits as well. Luckily, he almost sped in the pit lane, but luckily he didn't. And Rosberg is getting very close to Jork. Jork is holding up Rosberg for a reason, because Jork knows that Melanie is in the lead of this championship, and he really wants Melanie to keep that lead in the championship, which is a very strategic move at the moment, as team orders are coming into play as well, because if they're really out of the championship fight, I think all they're focusing on is helping each other in the championship. So very, very intriguing indeed from the McLaren driver, but Rosberg is already gaining some pace on the McLaren driver, so I wonder if he's going to get a move on the next DRS straight, which is coming up right now. But look at Melanie on Clone Troop, the other Red Bull driver. They're going to go side by side into the next part of Sector 2. Looks like Melanie has a better line there. He's going to take the outside line. We also got Pelsbury, almost got the move there, but made a little bit of a mistake there. A little bit of a slide from Clone Troop as well. But there we go, Melanie up into P3. Definitely what he needs. Rosberg getting a similar jump on Jork as well. So Rosberg up into P6. My oh my, there's battles happening all over the shot, and I'm struggling to even catch a breath here. This is absolutely remarkable, and I hope you guys are liking this and are watching to see what is going on around here. And this is why I like F2, and we've already seen John dropping positions like flies. Sam's now up into P14. Vanquish is not having the race. I think he ended up having to pit due to the fact that he was on, like he got involved in a collision in turn 2 and turn 3, I think it was as well. But look at Pelsbury. Pelsbury's going to make a move into turn 1 on Clone Troop. He does it very well indeed. Pelsbury in P4 at the moment. Let's try and catch up to Melanie now. Is his next stage. Clone Troop now is still right behind Pelsbury. He's still going to make a challenge. Oh, that was a mistake from Clone Troop, and he is out of the session. Oh my word, this Ultra Soft definitely did not help him. That is the F section where a lot of drivers have been making mistakes, both in the Oceania Leagues and also in PS4 Tier 1 as well. And unfortunately today hasn't been Clone Troop's day, as it's going to mark his next DNF, which is a shame for Clone Troop, because I think the next race he finished, he got 16th, and Sam is still gaining position. So we only got 15 drivers left. Hayden, though, on side by side by Beaver. This is a very common corner to overtake, might I add, and Hayden gets moved on very nicely. He gets it easily done, in fact, and now is up into number 11. So a very good shot from Hayden there as we go towards the rest of the field. I hope you're all getting as hyped as we are about what is going on. This is absolutely remarkable, and it's absolutely insane to see some of the guys battling craziness, basically. So yeah, as we are about to approach the Ultra Soft pit window in about 2 or 3 laps time, even though they can go to around about laps 10 on them, if they are running out of tyre degradation, then we can see the likes of Dutch pit. Now, Clone Troop was the only other person to go on those set of Ultra Soft tyres, so everyone else on the set of the Supers. Now, Beaver, oh, Hayden's gone a bit wide there as well. That means that Beaver has gained a little bit of a position as well. So Beaver now up into P number 10. So according to Clone Troop, actually, his tyres went all the way up to 106 on a straight, and he didn't even realise. So that is a shame. And oh, Verstappen is joining back again. That is good news. That is good news. Meanwhile, Burnout in 7th, and he's going to still be in DRS range of Jork as well. So I wonder if he's going to gain enough speed at the moment. He is looking very, very impressive at the moment, actually. And I know a few of you are watching for him as well. So it's nice to see some of you guys watch that as well. And I wonder who you guys are rooting for in the chat as well. Some pretty intense battles already. With a 28-lap Grand Prix, it is not over until the checkered flag falls. It's not how you start, it's where you finish. And that kind of reminds me of a line. And oh, we've got a yellow flag on set to 3. Set to 3. I don't know who was the cause of that. It's probably, oh, it's Hayden. It's Hayden making, oh, well, it wasn't set to 3. Oh, it was set to 2, actually, that Hayden was making a little bit of a mistake there. Unfortunately, that cost him a little bit. So he's finding a safer way to join the circuit. A lot of other cars have actually passed him, to tell you the truth. Now Rosberg's in P5, so very intriguing indeed. And then we'll get to the point of the race as well, where the softs will also start to come into a thing of their own as well. So it's going to be very, very intriguing as well. So, and already Infamous is pulling away from Dutch, and Hayden has retired from the session. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite catch where the battle was between Hayden, unfortunately, but that caused him to retire. But you never know, as looks like Melly is already challenging Dutch for P3. Maybe Dutch, his time is running out. Maybe his Ultra Soft tyres are starting to run out. We will have to wait and see as the race goes on in the final 2 laps. He's Melly's almost making a dive bomb, and he almost touched Dutch Shaker. Thank goodness he didn't. And we got a virtual safety car, and Melly got 5 seconds stop go for severe collision. It didn't look like a severe collision on my screen. It just looked like a little bit of a touch there. So I wonder if that penalty will get removed. I don't know. As we've got someone going into the pits. We have got Dutch Shaker, Menini, and Pelzery. And Infamous is still out. And that's what a lot of people did in the Oceania race, but Codemasters fell for it. He sped in the pit lane, thinking he would come out after the virtual safety car ended. He came out about way after, and it cost him his race, basically. So I wonder what these guys have done to pit that, as Pelzery pitted quite early onto a set of the softs, even though he was the one who started on the super softs as well. Maybe those supers We're running out a little bit too earlier than what we thought. Bobbers has got a 3-second time penalty. We are starting to see, actually, the time penalties come in already, and that is not really a good sign for these guys. So we'll just have to just see what happens. And I wonder if it's going to be a saving grace for Infamous. Now, let me just see who has gained the most positions out of everyone. Burnout's gained 11, but don't forget, he's still yet to pit as well. Burnout is on a roll. I usually give out a special charge award in other leagues I've done on who has gained the most positions. I might do it for Xbox One F2, actually. And Burnout definitely gets that award tonight. He's doing very well on his debut so far. Not going to say anything more. I don't want to give any commentators curses at all. So, hey-ho on that. As we've got, I think, some more battles brewing with John gaining some more ground on Sam going into Sector 2. He's going to take the right-hand side. He's going to kiss the right curb a little bit. I think Sam has got the inside line, and it's going to be very, very tight going into the start of Sector 3. I wonder how this is all going to play out here, actually, going through to this very long set of corners, one of the longest in the F1 calendar to get right, and it's also one of the trickiest in terms of technicality as well. So I wonder how that's going to turn out. Jork is just gaining position on Burnout going into turn number 1 here, and Burnout almost get the switchback. He did get the switchback as well, but Jork is going to get another chance as well. Oh no, Jork has got a 3-second time penalty as well. That is definitely going to cost him ever so slightly. So we also got Verstappen that's also gone into the pits for his change of tyres as well. So I wonder if that's going to cost him a little bit as well. But it is working out very good for Burnout. But Jork is going to get another opportunity on the next DRS straight. He's got to react very early in the DRS straight just to get it right, and he does. He's a little bit too further back to catch up at the moment. Next on Burnout's radar is the man who is in second place of the championship, CRL Rosberg. And they have told me, I think they're in a party together, Rosberg and Burnout, and they've been helping each other as much as possible as well, which is very good to see as well. It's nice to see battles going all the way through the field tonight. Very, very close. But Infamous is just showing that he's pulling away massively, just like he did a few races ago as well. We've got Ash18 in the chat. Nice to see you as well. Shout out to Kelly Weston. So, and I do believe it will be Jork's pit window soon. Melanie is going into the pit. I think Jork's going to pit in the next lap. Roberts is going into the pit as well. Infamous choosing to stay out. Pelsbury gaining a time penalty there for multiple warnings. I think it must have been corner cutting, which again I'm not really that surprised. I think we are starting to get time penalties go left, right and centre. Melanie's coming out of the pit, so is Roberts as well. So it is coming to a crucial time. Now let me just give you a quick reminder on my little graphic what the pit strategy is for those of you that have forgotten. So for those people on the supers, they would have pit around about laps 8 to 11, which is what most of these guys have done already. The likes of Melanie, Roberts have done that, and it will come to the point where the guys at the front will be doing the same as well in a few laps time, and a few people possibly trying to get the supers to around about lap 12 as well. But again, we'll just have to find out as soon as possible as well. And I'll be interested to see how this turns for the championship as well in terms of strategy. Because let me look at the leader gap again. If I just go and get it. No, I don't want that. I want leader. There we go. Gap to leader then. That is going to really help the guys at the front still hold on to the lead. So Infamous chooses to go to the pit. Obviously his teammate stayed out because obviously they don't have the same pit box, so they won't be challenging that much. So Rosberg's going to stay out and cover for him. Obviously Burnout has the luxury of going on whatever strategy he wants. LGS pits, Jork pits as well. He's going on to a setup of the soft. Pretty much we're getting the pit windows right now, and a few people on this game don't really like this update. A few people like this update. I think it has come to the conclusion that it is pretty much a mixed bag of reactions. Some people like it, some people don't. And very, very interesting here as well as we approach that. Bobbers is not that far behind Jork either, doing all right on his tyres. Obviously, they pitted roughly at the same time. I will keep the leaders gap until everyone on the leading lap has pitted, which I will believe is Burnout and Rosberg and LGS as well. So I will keep this up at the moment. So I will do that as well. Apparently something happened to Hayden on the formation lap, I believe. I don't know what, but I don't know. As Rosberg, I believe, will pit next lap. I will be surprised if he doesn't. But he seems to be managing his tyres very well. Anyway, I think Burnout is going to pit the same lap as well. I won't be surprised if Rosberg and Burnout also have the same strategy, which will be quite nice. So I wonder how that's going to pay off, as well as I think, yes, they are having the same strategy. They're pitting roughly at the same time. They've got to be careful not to speed in the pit lane. Luckily they didn't. What about LGS? LGS is choosing to stay out because don't forget, LGS is on the alternate strategy. Also, we had Frangwish, who's involved in the collision as well, being on those soft tyres for 8 laps. So as Sam. So, Dutch Shaker getting the jump as well, back into P2. Infamous there, trying to get the move done. We've got Pelsbury in P4 as well. So, already some of these guys making the jump, the guys in front of the field. But crucially enough, Rosberg ahead of his championship rival, Menini. And Burnout in P7. So, it's going to have a twist in the tail in terms of things at the moment. And it's very unfortunate to say this, but VRT Verstappen, also known as Bailey, is now in last position, which is very, very unfortunate. So, but hopefully he can use this race to pretty much get damage limitation, because if you finish, that is brownie points for you as well. And with LGS still left to pit, that will mean Dutch Shaker is in the net lead of this Grand Prix, which is doing very well. But will his tyres run out on the final lap? This could be a real game changer. And Infamous is looking like he's going to be faster already on this Cota circuit. He's already... Oh, that was a look up from Infamous there. He went a little bit too late on the brakes there, as Dutch Shaker went a little bit wide there. But maybe he was kissing up that curb a little bit. Very, very tight entry as well. Just like Austin Knight was commentating on the hot lap, if you guys were watching earlier on as well. If you guys just joined us, you missed crazy few laps already in this United States Grand Prix. Absolutely remarkable so far. And there's also other tiers going on as well. But Infamous is going to... That was a very good move from his Famous plays there. What a move. He easily gets it done there. He was on newer tyres, and that helped him. So Infamous takes the net lead of this United States Grand Prix with Dutch in P2. But we got Pelsbury not that far behind Dutch, and Pelsbury is closing in, because there Pelsbury is also another person on a similar tyre as well, which is absolutely very intriguing for the guys. So we'll just have to find out how this plays about going into these stages of the race, as I know a few of you guys are rooting for some drivers and are hoping for something good things to happen as well. If you want to know how well a driver is doing on the circuit, please do let us know as well. It worked out very well in the Oceana stream this morning. A few people were pointing out, oh, you should check out this battle for P6 or whatever, and I did, and I was able to catch it at just the right time. So we're getting teamwork here right onto a T here, and it is crazy how close this championship is going to be if it stays like this, as Rosberg will continue to close the gap as well. But as it stands, Melanie will still be the lead of the championship if it stays like this, but Rosberg will still be closing the gap a little bit. Melanie will still have more of a chance to win the title as well. It's not like in other leagues where, oh, if you win F2 you'll be in F1 next season. You have to earn it by doing time trials and stuff like that as well. So that is how you earn your craft, as well as Burnout is getting some glory there. Burnout has just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with, I did lose what it was. It was a 1:34.647. That's what it was, which was a very good lap time. But I wonder if we can see some of these guys go into the 1:33 at some point as well. We've got Roberts not that far behind York as well. due to the fact that most of the key hitters have pitted, I have changed the gap to interval now. So we are looking at the delta gaps now. I only get the leader gaps once the guy's in the pit, just so I can get an idea on when the guys come out. But due to the fact that most of the heavy hitters are in the pit, I've already pitted, it's back to interval gaps. I hope that's okay for you as well. Massive shout out to Joe, who is in the chat, who is racing in the top tier later on at 9 o'clock, which is in around about 10 minutes time. So check that out in 10 minutes time if you want to. If you want to head to that stream and have 2 of the streams happening at the same time. We've got a yellow flag already in sector 2. We do have a not Dutch shaker. We have John, Sam and Frangwish fighting for position. Again, a bit of a lock up from Frangwish. The game is still telling me there was yellow flags in sector 2. But it's all gone now, so I think the incident must have sorted itself out there a little bit. Frangwish still on the back of John. Frangwish still managed to gain a little bit more pace, but I do believe that Frangwish will have to pit soon, because otherwise he's going to get a puncher, just like Thrustmaster did on the last lap, which was very unfortunate to watch. I think he was running out of fuel, but then I realised he had a puncher as well. So Frangwish is going to try and make the move into turn 1. Almost late on the brakes there, but he gets that right very well indeed. But John, I think, manages to hold only just, and John gets a switchback. Burnout's just got his first penalty of the race with a 3-second time penalty. I think John's got his next time penalty as well. So what a shame for John. And who else is I will be checking penalties as we go to the latter stage of the race. We're almost halfway. Actually, we're halfway pretty much now, because we're on lap 14 and we've got another 14 laps to go of this United States Grand Prix. And I wonder if the Star Spangled Banner would have played in the formation lap in real life. That's what I would have imagined. That's what I said in the PS4 chat earlier on, if you guys were checking out on me earlier on as well. So a little bit of a catchy-watchy there. Can't believe I said that in a weird way, but hey-ho. And Frangwish looks like he was going to get a move on John. Yes, I think he finally does it. John's going to get another switchback though. They almost hit each other. Please don't hit each other, otherwise it's going to have some severe consequences, and we really don't want that to happen. As John is still right on the back at the moment on Frangwish. He's not giving up. Look at his attitude. It's nice. He wants to get in that top 10 of this championship, but Frangwish is not going to let him in the top 10 that easy as well. Jork and Robert's fighting. We've got Jork managing to get to P8 of this Grand Prix, which is going to work very well in terms of the constructors. One thing that I haven't really touched on really so far this race is the Constructors' Championship. And Melly's got a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help him whatsoever, but I think Melly and Burnout are even on penalty, so it's pretty much going to be even Stevens so far. So far at the moment, Mercedes is leading the Constructors on 302 points, and then it's followed by McLaren. So it is going to be pretty much a two-way fight for the Constructors between Mercedes and McLaren. Obviously with Jork and Melly in the McLaren, and we've got Rosberg and Infamous in the Mercedes. And looks like it's going to be another battle between Roberts and Jork by the looks of things. No, it is not. It's starting to get less sunnier at the moment. It's starting, I think, to get a bit more cloudy, or it might be just me, I don't know, but you never know what might happen as well. Frank, we're still getting some speed on that as well, but let's just concentrate on the battle. There's still a battle happening for pretty much second. We've got a train forming as well, and I do believe, yeah, LGS is going into the pits. Yes, he is, and Infamous now takes the lead of this Grand Prix. Is Dutch going to catch up to him? Is Palsby going to catch up to Dutch? He's already gained the corner speed going into turn one, which is quite nicely done from them as well, but Burnout still catching up to Melly as well, all within DRS range as well. Who's going to come out on top in this one? Just let us know in the chat as well. My voice is starting to die a little bit, but that's because I did 2 solo commentaries today, one for Oceania and one for this as well. Usually I don't do 2 solo commentaries, usually both of them I do for AOR in a day is usually duo comms, but Solo combos is good enough. It's very good. So lap 16 out of 28 now. Dutch is 5/10 behind Infamous now. Dutch is finding a little bit more pace. He's going to get DRS. Is he going to make the move? No, he is not at the moment. But he's finding a little bit more speed on the corners. Rosberg's left the session. Rosberg has disconnected. Can he join back again? That's going to cost him. He has had some severe disconnection problems so far this race, which I think might help Melanie ever so slightly. Fingers crossed he can come back. But we've still got Roberts and Jork still fighting for position as well. That might have been too late on the brakes again, either from one of them, either from Jork or Roberts, not entirely sure. And Rosberg has just joined, that's all good. Someone just sent an invite that was still in the lobby. That was good news. I think it might have been Bailey that sent him an invite. No, because I think Bailey is still in the lobby, because obviously you're not allowed to leave the lobby until the end. So that's what these guys have been doing. So, Dutch Shaker, 2 attempts into turn 1. And we also got Melanie and Rosberg fighting as well. Burnouts have just taken Rosberg's position into P6. Hopefully, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that obviously Rosberg can go back into a race. We'll yellow flag in sector 3. We are starting clouds to go forming a little bit. And I didn't ask for the driver's verdict on what the weather's going to be like. And the conditions are starting to get a lot more difficult. Oh, look at Verstappen. He's struggling. He is struggling. But I'm just seeing who's going to be the closest on-track battles at the moment. Rosberg now in 6th. I think he's got back control of his car, which is good news. But he's still lost quite a few positions. So that is very costly right now. But that means Burnout is on the hunt for 4th place now for Melanie. He's got a little bit of slide at the moment. It's going to be difficult for tyre temps as well. And could this be Palsbury's 2nd podium in a row? Palsbury got a win last week, and he could potentially become P3. And I wonder if he's going to get the motivation going as well. So, hey-ho on that. I can't invite people back to the lobby, I don't think. I don't know how I can actually, but I think they've invited Rosberg in the lobby anyway, so it's all been sorted. But anyway, Burnout going through into turn number 1. He almost looked like he was going to take the left-hand side for a minute there, but he stays put at the moment to try and avoid any more contact or any late dive bomb. Through the S's then, where a lot of people can get caught out, like we said earlier on as well. But very, very tight entry. Robert's getting another penalty. Quite a lot of people getting time penalties here. This could be the case that a lot of race outcomes today for most of these people will probably be decided on penalties, and that is not what we want to happen at these late stages of the race with 10 laps to go to keep it clean. I'm still keeping an eye on the gap between Dutch and Infamous. I wonder how that's going to go. Verstappen's hit him. And he's out. Okay. So he might have binned it in the pit lane, but I didn't see it. So I wonder if he just retired because he had enough or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. And I think because of his disconnection problems, I think Bailey has to retire. I think that's what happened. We got a yellow flag in sector 1. What is causing that yellow flag, I didn't see. But Burnout's already getting some ground on Rosberg already again. I think Rosberg must have overtaken Manley whilst we were... Wow! I've never seen that in ages. John has just got disqualified for multiple penalties. He must have got loads of penalties. Because I swear that laggy person earlier on got loads of penalties and he didn't get disqualified. I don't know how many penalties John has got. This is the first outcome I've seen in a while where someone was disqualified due to them getting so many penalties. But I did see a lot of penalties from John this race, to be fair. Get your S in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Someone's been disqualified. I don't think I've seen that in any race in ages, to be honest. So, unfortunate for John. That means his race is over. That is probably, you know, a few people are not impressed with that. I'm a bit sad, I think, to be honest, that has happened. as well. Rosberg is still arm in arm with his championship rival. He's got DRS. He's going getting the left-hand side line. They're touching one at the moment. Menley almost being forced off the circuit, but Menley getting the switch back very nicely indeed. Staying in P4 for now. Rosberg is going to get another challenge coming up as well. Braking just at the right time there. Not late braking from either of these guys. Any of these championship contenders, which is very good to see as well. And Joe's just made a nickname for John. Lol Schlong Nicker, or however you say it. That is very interesting. So, anyway, we've got probably another move going to turn one between Rosberg and Menley, our championship contenders. Rosberg takes the better line by the looks of things. Oh, that was close, that was close. And that is Rosberg up into P4 for now. Oh, Sam's got a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane, so he has to go again. Menley still on the back of Rosberg, challenging as well. So those championship rivals are pretty much going to be fighting to the bitter end. This is what we like to see in Xbox One F2. Championship rivals fighting for position. Absolutely love it. And I'm very glad that they're still fighting, to be honest, because each of these guys want to be ahead of each other to make sure they either extend the gap in the championship or close in the gap. And it's going to be absolutely intense if it stays like this. And so we'll keep an eye on both Menley and Rosberg, because I want both of them to do well as much as possible, as much as you can. And just to let you know, the Xbox One F1 stream is about to start, so make sure you get that up alongside this stream as well, because that is just about to start. So I'm just checking if they're live now. I don't think they're live yet, but they will be soon. Yeah, they will be soon. So there is an event set up, so make sure you do check that out. And oh, it looks like Rosberg got the move to jump on Menley there. No, it wasn't. Menley's still challenging for position, I think, by the space, because Rosberg is managing to pull away again, which is very good for Rosberg. Definitely where he needs to be at the moment. But right now, the one who's been still managing to hold on to the lead, only just, is Infamous, with Dutch still catching up to him. Dutch is still on pretty decent pace. I thought him starting on the ultra soft tyres and being on pole position, I thought that he was going to drop the pace straight away. But he's doing ever so well to try and keep up with the top guys. And that is very important in Xbox One F2. If you keep up with the top guys in a race, then it proves why you deserve to be in one of the top tiers of Xbox on AOR hype. And that is what he's doing. This is only his second race, might I add. And if he does get a podium, that'll be very, very impressive for one of the new guys as well, so, on this tier. So props to him. As Vanquish getting another penalty as well, as Burnout is trying to make him a move on Menley now. Looks like Menley might be struggling a little bit. A bit of touching wheels almost. Menley, I think, got the switch back there. It looks like we've also got a freeway train for P5 as well. And for those of you who are wondering how to join the league, the sign-ups are closed for the moment, but watch out in about 4 or 5 weeks' time where sign-ups will open for Season 17 of the AOR Hype Energy League. So make sure you keep an eye on that in the next couple of weeks. And there's no point joining for about one race at the end, and then obviously you have to sign up again for next season. So make sure you keep an eye out on that as well. Burnout making sure that he gets good pace as well. Oh, that is intriguing. Infamous Clay's got his first penalty of the season. Of the race. I wouldn't have predicted that. Crazy. Crazy stuff happening on Xbox One F2. Dutch could get the win. Pelsby can get P2. But I was going to check penalties, but we also got Jork and Bobbers also fighting for position as well. Rosberg quite comfortably in P4 for now, which is where he needs to be at this stage. But Bobbers is going to challenge Jork for P number 7. And that's easily done from the Williams driver. Obviously the Williams cars doing much better in the game as it is in real life, I must say. But it's a bit sad that Williams are likely going to be in the bottom in real life, but you never know, they may surprise us. As LGS is also on the back of them as well. LGS not doing too bad, trying to catch up to the points as well. And if you are liking the content that we are producing here at AOR, don't forget to click subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when to expect a stream from Apex Online Racing next. As we still got LGS on the back of them. This is crazy right now. Dutch is losing a bit of time, and Burnout's got another penalty. Melanie, I think, gets the run on Burnout, I think, with a switchback. There are battles happening everywhere this evening, which is very good to see from an American race, and I'm glad I'm commentating on the F2 race this time, which is good to see. And what's been your favourite moment in this race so far? Samus has got the fastest lap on the Grand Prix so far with a 1:33.368, which is a very good lap for him. I did say someone was going to get into the 1:33s, and boy, I wasn't wrong. So, as Burnout is a little bit too further back, I think he's got a little bit of lag as well, which was a bit unfortunate. I might have had a little bit of a commentator's curse, as it were. So, I hate jinxing people. That is very, very sad if I do jinx people. So, crazy. Absolutely crazy. But, I am just watching just to see what happens in these last few laps of the Grand Prix. As it looks like LGX gets the run on Jork then. But can Jork get the position back? We'll have to wait and see. We got the Williams behind him as well, so that's going to come into play as well. Very, very tight entry. Maybe this could be another shot. I am keeping my eye on some other battles that are happening as well. This race has gone very quickly so far due to the fact that the amount of battles that we're having already this race. So, props to all the people getting involved in these battles. Helsby getting a time penalty as well. So, Rosberg could gain a podium. Again, we'll have to find out as well. So, we'll just, very intense, I've got to say, coming up as well. Robert's getting a time penalty. I've got a question, actually. Who doesn't have a time penalty? Let me just check quickly. Oh, no, I'll click the one button. There we go. So, Infamous. Infamous has got one penalty. Dutch has got none. So, he could be on course for a win if he stays where he is and doesn't lose his pace. Helsley's got two. Rosberg has got none. He's got one warning. Burnout has got 2 penalties. We've got some battles happening, so I have to cut back to it for now. So it could be close. Helsley, I think, will just hold on to P3 because of the fact that Rosberg is around about 3 seconds clear. Roberts, Jork and LGS still fighting for P7. Burnout managing to hold away as well, which is absolutely intriguing to see right now. So, interesting enough, very, very, very intense for these guys. And I'm just going to give a quick promotion, actually, to the AOR Esports Team Championship. Sign-ups are now open. We are still looking for Xbox teams. So if you are a team and want to get a team in for the Esports Championship, the finals will be a LAN event in London. But obviously there will be online events to begin with. Dutch has just got his first penalty. No, he would have got his first win. Oh no. But he's still going to get a podium nonetheless anyway, because Dutch and Infamous are still equal on penalties. So, yeah, pretty much everybody has got penalties except Rosberg. So, you know, I think that's more than what Oceana got. In Oceana, only 2 people didn't get penalties. In F2, it looks like only 1 person isn't going to get penalties. And that's just, it's just penalty central here in COTA. It's been like this in every season in AOR that I've commentated on that has COTA in it. So, you know, quite intense. As Jork going to go side by side with Bobbits by the looks of things. And, oh, Bobbits, he's on the right-hand side. Not quite to make it 6 for now, though. Infamous 2 seconds behind Dutch now. He must be relieved that Dutch has got that penalty. Maybe Jeff was telling in there as well that he's got that time penalty, and he must be pretty much breathing a sigh of relief right now. So it must be pretty good for them, as well as I think we've got penalty in P3. I think in terms of penalties, it's going to be very tight if Rosberg is going to get P3. It's about 3.1, 3.2. He's got to get the gap to 3 seconds, and then he's going to go on the podium. And that's going to help him close the gap to Menley in the championship again, which is definitely what he needs. And I think there will be championship permutations next week, which I will go through. And I won't be surprised if next week it will go down to a 2-horse race. But I think if Infamous wins this race, he'll still be in it as well. So it's going to be close between those three, Infamous, Rosberg and Menley. It's going to be tight. Very, very tight. We've got 3 more laps to go. Anything can happen, you all know that. And like I said earlier, it's not over until the checker flag falls. So, who is going to win? I know I keep saying this loads of times as well, but it's going to be absolutely tight to get to the finish. If you finish here, it is a goal in itself. So, it's good to see. I think some of these guys are absolutely relieved that it hasn't rained. I don't think it's rained in the race in the world, actually. In F2. LGS has got another penalty. So that is unfortunate. We've got 2 more laps to go now. Dutch and Pelsbury has been on those soft tyres for 20 laps now. Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable stuff. But I think the softs could go to around about 24 laps. Burnell's got another penalty. But I think, again, they're on equal penalty to LGS as well. So, from Bernard's perspective, he's going to be fine at this moment as well. Verstappen thinking Bailey's going to get P3. No, I mean, Rosberg's going to get P3. By the looks of it, he might. As he's clawing the gap, 2.8 seconds. He's been striking distance to get P3 now. I'm just seeing what other... Jork is still catching up to Bob, but so as well. That's the only battle we've got at the moment as well. So very, very tight title wrenching stuff, not gonna lie. As they go on the right hand side. And he's gonna get the left. No, he's not. And Jork almost gets it done there. And with a few laps to go, it is going to be nail-biting stuff on how the penalties are going to decide this race. It is going to be nail-biting stuff. And, you know, it is going to pay off slightly. Let me look at the leader gap as well to see how that's going to affect in terms of other penalties. Probably not going to make a difference. We're on the final lap of this Grand Prix. Jork's still on the back of Roberts. Vanquish getting another time penalty as well. I can't believe what I'm watching here right now. This is intense. This is absolutely intense right now. Beef getting another penalty as well. I think Pelsbury's chance of gaining a podium again in a second race in a row is pretty much over now, which is unfortunate because I really wanted to see Pelsbury get that podium, but it is yet to be. But he's going to get 4th place and he's going to come out with his head held high. But here is your possible race winner who has been in trouble-free land for pretty much all the race. He got 1 penalty. He was under threat that Dutch had no penalty. Dutch was going to take the win. But due to the fact Dutch has now got a penalty, Infamous' chance of taking the win is more than likely than ever. I've produced some words that pretty much don't make any sense now, but hey ho. As we've got a few more corners to go. Jork is about 9,000 of a second away from Bob, but this is going to be very, very tight between those two. Ooh, very, very close indeed. But let's go on board with Infamous, and he comes across the line. He takes the win with Dutch in P2. A very good second race debut for him. Rosberg gets P3 due to penalties, and Manley P4. Pelsway must have got loads of penalties due to that. So that drops Pelsway into P5. LGS goes up to P6 due to Burnout's penalties. Burnout 7th, Jork 8th. Roberts 9th. Franglish crossed the line in P10. And there we got Sam in P11. He comes across the line. Sam getting a 5-second stop go penalty due to a unserved stop go. Ooh, but I wonder if some of the guys I've done that. I am not entirely sure, but we have got loads of things which are going to happen right now, and we are looking forward to seeing what's going to happen here as well. Well done to Infamous Clays for taking yet another win. And also well done to Rosberg as well for gaining the podium that he needs. That means he closes the gap between him and Manley in the championship. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be that much of a gap, but he is going to close some bit of a gap, and that's going to be good. And in a way, that is probably better than a win, because he knows Infamous Clays is catching up as well. So let's get our top 3 in the chat. We got Infamous, Dutch Staker, Rosberg, your top 3. Well done to Infamous Clays for getting that win there. We got Manley in P4, Pelsway in P5, LGS in P6, Burnout in P7, Jork in P8, Roberts in P9, and Franglish rounds up your top 10 and gets the final points paying positions. Well done to them. So I am just getting the ones I've added as a friend. I swear I have someone else added, but they might be appearing offline. There we go. So I've just added them to the party. There we go. So they're going to be interviewed as well. But what a race. That was very intense. And let me just switch scenes ever so slightly. There we go. Just so I can invite the second place man. But whilst we've got first place in the party, we may as well speak to the man of the moment. Well done, Infamous, on another win. And I think your last, I need to get track on your last win actually. Your last win was, I think it was in Hungary. So to get another win here, it must be good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been missing a couple of races recently, so to come back with a win was definitely a good feeling. I was very rusty coming into this race. I literally set my wheel up about an hour before the race and it wasn't working, so to win the race is just, you know, unbelievable in my mind, you know, considering how competitive this field is.
You must have had
very happy.
You must have had some hard moments with that wheel, and getting the move into turn 1 pretty much decides your move from then on. Was it very difficult to hold on to the position from Dutch, because he was going very, very fast there?
Yeah, I mean, I've never raced against Dutch before. He's new to the tier, so I didn't really know what to expect when he qualified on the ultras. But he hung on really well, you know, throughout the whole race, not just the first stint, and just kept me under pressure the whole way. So I was glad to hold on to that, especially after I got a penalty near the end.
And that means you're still winning mathematically. You're still winning a shot of winning the championship, and potentially, I think you could be getting. I think you're more than likely going to get P3 now due to Stralix and not taking part in the rest of the season. And with the final few tracks coming up with Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi, what is Mexico looking like for next week?
I think it should be good. I haven't done too much running around there, but I think natural pace is decent around there. So I think with a bit of practice, it could be good.
Yes, so well done to Infamous there. We're still getting, we're trying to get Dutch into the party. I have invited him into the party, so hopefully he can join soon. But whilst we wait for him, we have got our P3 man, David. Well done on getting your podium again. There was disconnection issues last week. You were tired last week. Is it good to be finally getting points again?
It's just nice to actually finish a race, not gonna lie. I disconnected at the end of quali and I thought it was all over. Like, literally, I don't know why it's happening now. Like, I wish it happened at the start of the season than now. But I thankfully managed to get in before everyone loaded into the timing screen, which meant I was able to race. I think at the end of the first lap I must have been like P8, P7 from 15th, which was gas. I was absolutely thrilled over that one. When I caught up to the group for first with Infamous Dutch and Pele,
yeah,
and I disconnected, which I was like, yep, that's great, phenomenal. But thankfully I was in a party with It's Burnout, who, I mean, he in himself deserves a shout out. He went from last to cross the line P6, which is insane, considering he hadn't played the game properly since 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
I got back in, managed, Burnout helped me by just letting me past, and I think me and Melanie had a little bit of a scrap, but I think there was no real harm done. I think it was just
pure
I was getting a little
battling.
bit aggressive. Yeah, it was just two people just going at it. I mean, it's what we want to see, I guess. The main championship contenders going at it, and I guess that's what we finally got after what, 18 races or something. But of course, GG to Infamous on the win, and Dutch, if he watches this back, on P2. I think I might have P2 because I like what happened at Bahrain. There was a timing glitch when I disconnected. I'm going to get it checked out in the stewards anyway, but P3, P2, whatever it is, I'm over the moon.
Yeah, you must be very proud on that. And going into the final few races, that means you closed up to your main. You basically now got your main rival, Melanie. You finished ahead of him this race. I think it's only going to be closing the gap for about 3 points or whatever, so from about 18 to around 16, 15. How do you rate your chances now of beating him in the final few races to gain the title?
3 races, 75 points. I think I can do it. I think I've been. It might sound a bit egotistical, but I think I've been quicker than Melanie most of the season, especially in the last couple of races. But bad luck just fell on top of me. But I mean, it happens to everyone. But last 2 races, just got to go all out.
You basically took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say we're going to go full out.
Yeah, I've got to. I've got to just go for it at this point. I've got nothing to lose. I've got everything to gain. I guess I'm like Hamilton in 2016. Just go hell for leather. Just no. I can't swear. Just no craps given. We'll roll with that one, and just go for it.
Yeah, and I think no matter what happens, Melanie, Infamous, and Rosberg have both been really good championship contenders throughout the whole season. So whoever wins the championship is going to be a good story anyway for F2. So I'd like to wish you 3 the best of luck in the championship, because I think it's pretty much going to be between you 3 now. And I don't think Dutch is joining the party for interviews, which is fair enough. They don't have to join. It's not compulsory if you go on the podium. So I'll probably get his thoughts after the race. But thank you guys so much for watching the stream. It's been a good race. And Alex will be back next week. We've got 3 more rounds to go. We've got Mexico next week. Mexico always brings out some good races.
Oh, here he is.
Oh, wait. Oh, we got someone just joined. Oh, just in time. I was about to end the stream. I was about to end the stream and say goodbye. And we have someone that
I was
joined.
celebrating, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. And we got our second place man, Dutch, in the party. Well done on that P2. In only your second race in Xbox One F2, you must be pretty thrilled.
Yeah, I'm very proud of myself. It was a hectic race, but I managed it well, and I thought everyone was going to the Ultra Soft. I was practicing with MVP Zero and Team Vodka Shot, and we thought Ultra was the fastest way. but I was pretty surprised no one went for it. Only Clone Troop, I think. And yeah, it worked.
Yeah, but do you think that new patch, the patch that happened at the beginning of the week, do you think that helped you go on the ultras for a lot more than you were hoping?
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, I would using the super soft. Yeah.
So how obviously because you've only been in the league for 2 weeks now, how much have you been practicing with these guys a week to make sure you can try and catch up to the top guys? Because you must have got a lot of practice because you were able to catch up to Infamous and Pelsbury all throughout that race, and there was no chance of you losing pace there. I mean.
Yeah, I only played this game for the first week, and then I pretty much didn't play it because I didn't like it that much. But also my wheel was a bit broken. I only could guess 89%. So I lost 4/10 on the straight, so it wasn't fun for me. But 3 weeks ago I fixed that, and I started to race again and really practice with MVP Zero and Team Vodka Shot, and I'm here.
You're here, one of the best tiers in Xbox One, I must say. So you're very lucky there, and maybe you never know. You could be in the same tier next season. You're definitely making a statement, that's for sure. Because you joined so late on, and obviously you're not in a championship fight or anything. You've mainly been racing for fun. How are you going to approach the last few races to make sure that you deserve to be in F2 or even F1 next season?
I just want to score as much points as I can and and learn the tracks, because I don't know all the tracks yet. So I'm really practicing as much as I can to know them. And I'm really enjoying the racing at the moment. So yeah.
I can tell. I can tell from how you're racing, keeping up with the top guys. So props to you as well. So well done.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think that's it now. We don't have any more people to interview, and now I can end the stream. So, like I said again, thank you so much for watching the stream. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you tune in next week for Mexico, where I'll give you more information on how the title could be won or lost. I don't think it will be decided in Mexico. I think it'll be Brazil before it gets decided, because the gap is still pretty close. So I can't wait for the last 3 races, and I wonder who's going to come out on top. Will it be Menely, will it be Infamous, or will it be Rosberg? Make sure you tune in same time next week for that. But don't forget, Xbox F1 is on right now. They just finished qualifying. Check out the race, it should be a good one as well. I've been Jess Games 95. Have a good evening everybody, and we will see you next week. Good night.